This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT Television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. Topping the 6 o'clock report tonight here on WVTT, the FBI is now leading the investigation into this weekend's shooting rampage at a Sikh temple in suburban Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When it was over, 7 people were dead, including the shooter. Alexa?
That's right, Jeff. 3 others are critically injured, including a police officer and the congregation's president, according to his nephew. Renee Marsh is in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, with more on what we're learning about the suspected shooter.
We leave our doors open, and when things like this happen, it sends chills down your spine.
Shock and devastation in a community shattered by violence. Law enforcement sources on the ground in Oak Creek, Wisconsin say a man opened fire inside this Sikh temple Sunday morning. Officials familiar with the investigation have identified the suspect as a former Army soldier, 40-year-old Wade Michael Page. Investigators say he ambushed the first officer on the scene, shooting him several times. A second officer shot and killed the gunman.
The situation is still very fluid with the warrants being served right now at his residence and the scene still being processed. There's a lot of interviews that need to take place with witnesses from inside the temple and so forth.
Many of those witnesses lost loved ones in the shooting.
He left this world protecting the church, protecting the people, and now we're trying to figure out who's going to protect our hearts from this pain.
At sunset, a candlelight vigil drew mourners to Milwaukee's Cathedral Square as the Sikh community tried to cope.
And every time I go to temple, I'm going to think of this. And it's so unfortunate that that's the case. I have to think of a tragedy as opposed to being able to focus my thoughts on God and loving my community and loving people.
Well, police say the gun used in this shooting was bought legally. They also say that Page was discharged from the Army in 1998 for, quote, patterns of misconduct. Reporting in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, I'm Renee Marsh.
Congressman Tom Reed was in Olean today, leading a panel discussion on the Marcellus Shale region. WVTT's Ashley Masala was there and reports on this ever-growing industry.
The natural gas industry is an extremely profitable industry with opportunity for growth right here in the Twin Tiers. According to the panelists at the caucus, natural gas is clean and affordable, not to mention good for the job industry. It's also available in 32 states in the U.S. Congressman Tom Reed spent time talking with WVTT about the importance of creating jobs in the area, saying that 15,000 jobs in the industry would be created by 2015.
Well, this is an opportunity right in our backyard to try to team up our workforce here in the labor here in our backyard, so that when this opportunity comes online, that they're in the best position to find the jobs that are going to supply their family with foods and roof over their heads for generations to come. People that didn't have a job opportunity, that had to leave the area to go to the south or to the west, now staying in their homes and their communities. To me, that's very important. That's the fabric of our communities, and we want to be a voice for opportunities that are out there to make sure that they're going to be sure.
In Olean, Ashley Masala, News Channel 25, WVTT.
Late breaking news into the WVTT News Center tonight. An agreement this afternoon between the Seneca Nation of Indians and the New York State Department of Transportation means that road construction work on I-86 should be starting shortly. New York State Department of Transportation Commissioner Joan McDonald just released a statement that reads, quote, "The New York State Department of Transportation and the Seneca Nation of Indians agreed today to a framework to allow the start of much-needed rehabilitation work on the Southern Tier Expressway and other New York roads that pass through Seneca territory. The agreement, approved by the Seneca Council, means the contractor will deploy to the site as soon as feasible." Now, over the weekend, the DOT gave the nation an ultimatum. Either 86 would be repaired or the money would go toward other projects. The DOT is now prepared to move forward immediately with a $29 million project to reconstruct 11.5 miles of Interstate 86 on nation territory in Cattaraugus County. Senator Catherine Young this afternoon made an announcement saying that fixing I-86 is a priority and a public safety issue. She commends Governor Cuomo and the Seneca Nation for working together to find a solution. The senator added that getting construction underway immediately also puts people to work and alleviates increasingly dangerous roadway conditions. Now the debate continues on our WVTT Facebook page. We'd like to share one of our viewers' posts from Amanda Burrows. Tim Root says that the Senecas should just put up tolls to go across the reservation on I-86 and then fix it themselves. It goes on to say that the state is only going to keep putting this issue off and someone is going to end up dead as a result. A post on the WVTT Facebook page. You can check more out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/WVTT.
The long-awaited Bonaventure Square project on Route 417 will finally begin with a new developer and a clearer, more concise construction plan. WVTT's Ashley Masala has this story.
In just a few short months, this empty lot will begin to be transformed into Bonaventure Square. St. Bonaventure University officials announced Friday that the $65 million project got the okay from the Department of Environmental Conservation. Kinley Corporation has assumed the lead role as developer, and the project will be split into 2 phases. Firm plans for the construction of Bonaventure Square are in the making, and St. Bonaventure officials are excited to see the long overdue project make some progress. The first proposed $65 million project has now been split into 2 more manageable phases in order to get construction started as soon as possible. The first phase of the project will include a hotel, retail and restaurant space, and a recreation business that mimics Dave & Buster's. Officials believe Bonaventure Square will take off with university students as well as with community members. Ross Wilson Associates of Buffalo was originally the lead developer for the project. In Olean, Ashley Masala, News Channel 25, WVTT.
In support of World Breastfeeding Week, Cattaraugus County Women, Infants, and Children's Program hosted a walk and talk today out at Lincoln Park in Olean. One of our reporters was there. WVTT's Molly Inglet has our story.
Here at Lincoln Park in Olean, it's all about getting your daily dose of milk. Breast milk, that is. Cattaraugus County WIC is hosting their 3rd annual walk and talk to raise awareness for mothers to know the benefits of breastfeeding their children. For the past 20 years, the World Alliance for Breastfeeding Action has been celebrating World Breastfeeding Week from August 1st to August 7th. For the past
The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania today announced that on September 13th, the Pennsylvania Cable Network will be televising live its oral argument session on the state's 2nd legislative redistricting plan. Its hearing is being held in the court's Philadelphia City Hall courtroom.
40-year-old Timothy Retchless is facing a stack of charges tonight for allegedly having sexual relations with a 16-year-old girl. Retchless was arraigned on a charge of rape by Cattaraugus County Sheriff's deputies. The sheriff's office found the alleged sexual contact took place in a vehicle parked in the St. Bonaventure Cemetery in the town of Allegheny during the month of April 2010. Retchless was arrested last week. He has a court appearance at a later date.
New York State Police in Lockport are investigating the death of a 32-year-old woman from Lockport. Brandy S. Drake died over the weekend after falling from a moving vehicle on North Canal Road in the town of Lockport. Anyone with information related to this incident is asked to call state police. And state police are also investigating a similar incident that occurred yesterday on the Robert Moses Parkway in the city of Niagara Falls, where a man jumped out of the back seat of the vehicle he was riding in. The other passengers in the vehicle transported the man to Niagara Falls Memorial Falls Hospital, but due to the severity of his injuries, he was later transferred to Erie County Medical Center. Investigation is ongoing, but at this point, it is unclear why the subject jumped out of the vehicle. He is currently listed in critical condition at ECMC. The man's name has not yet been released.
What's the latest on the Mars rover? It's coming up in World News Roundup next. More of the late breaking news you can depend on here on News Channel 25 WVTT.